Welcome to another episode of the Total R&B podcast. And today, you guys, I'm super excited. I get to interview a singer, a songwriter, an all-around artist and creative from Staten Island. So everybody from Staten Island, you got one, you got a big one coming up here. And her latest EP, Bet That, I've had this on repeat since it came out. I feel like it's one of the best projects that we received this year. So I'm excited to talk to her. Welcome to the Total R&B podcast, LAYA.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. I feel amazing. I'm excited. I feel good. Feel good.
Love it, love it, love it. Now, when I do the podcast and I have a new guest on the show, I always start it the same way all the time. So my first question is always, what is your first memory of R&B music? Like, what comes to mind for you?
Well, first memory, I will say Brandy's Never Say Never album.
That's a lot of people's answer. Brandy comes in a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Then she did her big one with that one then, I guess.
No, definitely. Like I just interviewed someone and yeah, one of theirs was Brandy also.
Yes. Yes, she's that girl. She's that girl. And that album to this day, like it still does what it does. Like it's timeless. Like it aged so well that it didn't age at all. Like it's still relevant to me. It's still very relevant. Yeah.
No, me too. I find that album, Never Say Never, and even like Full Moon.
Yes.
Those two,
Yes.
always playing those. Never get old, never get tired. I love it. So
Yeah,
that is dope. And so I definitely want to get into the music. So previously you released your first body of work, Hello, which was a hit. And Bet That too was both produced by Aura Sounds. So I noticed that on both projects. So if you could tell me how you connected with them.
Who? So it was the year 2018.
Okay.
And a mutual friend of ours just kind of linked us, and really they sent me this mutual friend sent me one of their beats, and I did a little 1-2 on it, sent it back. They said, oh my gosh, hold on, hold the phone, who is this? And let's just, you know what, let's just do a whole project. Like let's just do a whole EP. Like I had not met them physically, had like nothing at all, and they already were like, let's just, you know what, like we'll just make the beats and you write it, do whatever you want with them, and we'll just put it out. And at the time, no one knew who I was. People really didn't know who they were. They had produced, for some artists, like they had produced for Trey Songz, Jack Harlow, but they were still like, like making, a name for themselves as well. So it just kind of came together as a, you know what, you're fire, I'm fire. Let's just do let's just make something really dope and just put it out. Like, like what could it hurt, And that was Hello. So we ended up creating Hello. The first, and actually the song that I'm talking about that I recorded and sent back was Undress.
Oh.
That was the first something that I ever recorded on one of their productions. Okay. And it made the EP. So yeah.
But you guys work really well together because like I said, Hello is like, it's a hit. I love it. And then Bet That, I played that album every day. Like there's not a day that goes by where I'm like, I'm working and I always listen to music when I work, but I always come back to that EP. I have to play it. Like it's so good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We really put our foot into that one. So, I mean, yeah, we did Hello, and I mean, we loved it. We loved doing it. And yes, our creative chemistry was just phenomenal. And we were just like, all right, well, let's just keep going. Like why stop here? Let's just keep going. And so we just stayed locked in. And yeah, I think for this project, it's very much a flex in a lot of different ways. I wanted to flex with my vocal performance. I wanted to flex with my writing skills. And they wanted to really flex with the production. They wanted to really go off. And, we kind of collectively really just wanted to like shake shit up. Like we really just wanted to shake it up. And so yeah, so the boys, they really stepped out of I'm sorry, excuse me. The boys, Aura is Chad Paul and Dante Carter.
Okay.
Um so I often just refer to them as the boys. But yeah, the boys, they really wanted to take it up a notch. So they incorporated real musicians. There's real live bass being played on these records, and just real live stuff happening. Guitar, like that guitar in the beginning of Bet That, like that dude is really shredding it for real, like really going crazy. So we really just wanted to bring this quality back into music, the things that like we loved when we were growing up that we don't see anymore, like the use of real musicians and not just, hitting buttons and, and really singing, really giving vocal performance and not, skipping out on that. I feel like we've lost that. I feel like people are just too cool, like, and I love a good diva. I love a good diva moment. Okay. My friend, she jokes and calls me Selena de Whitney. And
Okay. I like it
I wear it proudly. So yeah, I really wanted to give that. I wanted it to give Selena de Whitney and just, just poise and power and all of that and really talk shit, but like sing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like get my point across and really like get off the stuff off my chest, but in the most elegant way. And that's what Bet That pretty much is.
No, you brought up so many things that I wanted to like dive deep in because I was getting all those things from this album. So one of the things I wanted to know was like, what is your intention? Because you are talking your shit on this album, like all the tracks. But even though you're talking your shit, like the what's the song? Effed Up. That like the beat, it reminds me of like just summertime, like at like maybe a rooftop party or a block or something. Like it's such a like fun record, but then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh no.
Right. Like I might want to fight.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
like the song, when you first listen to it, it doesn't give that. You're like, oh, this is cute. You think it like maybe just like a party record, like you're gonna talk about something light and fun. But then it's like, oh no, I got some stuff to get off my chest.
Yeah. I love taking the opportunity to make something relatable. I feel like, the majority of music is very saturated with just like sex and money and drugs and shooting stuff and whatever. And granted, I mean, I love me a little one too, you know what I'm saying? It's the time and the place. But I think having records that feel good to listen to and to vibe out to, but have a message that everyone can relate to and that everyone can sing that collectively, because everyone's had a moment where somebody got you fucked up. Even if somebody cut you off in traffic or something, it's like, you got me fucked up. You know what? So the project itself, I mean, Bet That definitely does that, but the project itself, I really wanted to take advantage of saying like just real life stuff, but saying it in such a way that, right, it almost sneaks up on you. It feels good, it sounds good, and then it's like, oh, wait, but I be feeling like that too. And you know what? Like that makes sense for me. Like, so yeah, I wanted it to be relatable. Also, I'll say this, I'm a very private person, so I don't do a lot of like ranting on social media and just like always, like, or using, my phone like as a diary. Like I don't really do that. So I put it into my music. So it's like, if I'm whatever, I want to let you know how I feel. I have something to say. I put it on wax. Like, so this for me, like, I feel like this whole EP really was like a giant Twitter rant. Like all the things that I ever wanted to say or or whatever. It was just like, fuck subbing people. Like, I'm just gonna put it in the record. So that's really what this was. This was kind of me just that, like really getting things off my chest and saying it and doing it in a way that I don't know, it can last forever, you know?
No, but it's true because you know what it kind of reminds me of, like, not saying the song is similar to another one, but because just recently it was like online too. What is it? Before I Let You Go.
Mm.
And so that's like a party, like not a well, yeah, it's a party song because we play it at like barbecues and family reunions and we're all dancing. But it's like it's a breakup song. It's a sad
Yeah,
song. But you
yeah.
would never notice just because of the beat and the way that he's singing. And it took us years to realize like
Right, it's kinda sad. Yeah. That's how even with, like, Effed Up, I wrote the record, recorded everything, and then when it was done, I was like, "You know what?" And I spoke to the boys, and I was like, "I want strings. I want strings at the end. Can we add strings?" Like, I want it to be, like, this moment of, like, I'm just so petty. Like, you know what? Cry me a river, bitch. You know, like I just wanted it to be so extra and over the top with the message, like, you got me so fucked up. And it just makes it beautiful. And I don't know. I like just taking things, real life things and situations and moments and just I don't know, making them beautiful, like making it art.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's you're an artist, so you make it your own. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, it's turning out great. I love it. Another song I wanted to talk about on this EP is Psycho Bitch.
Mm,
So when I saw the title, I thought it was going to be something completely different than what it is. So
mm.
explain to the people what that song is about and maybe how you came up with it.
Okay. So boom 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 right. I had this crush on this person that didn't know me, still doesn't know me, has no idea who I am, doesn't know I
Till
exist.
this day?
It's to this day, like they don't know who I am, don't know anything. And
Okay.
I just had this crush on this person, and I was so like, I don't know, I was just so into them, and I was like, this is weird. Like, am I crazy? Like, am I a crazy person? And so I started thinking about it and I was like, psycho bitch. Like, I started like imagining, and this is kind of crazy, but this is how my imagination works. I was just imagining like myself like stalking this person, kind of like Goldberg from You, from the
Okay. Yeah.
like, you know, like I'm just so into you and I want to know everything about you and I just want to like and I'm like that's crazy. Am I crazy?
But
So,
not really, because I find like when girls have a crush, like we want to know everything about that person.
yeah. So that's really where it was rooted in and it was kind of me exaggerating and like kind of poking fun at myself, like, you know, like sneaking up on this dude and I don't know, locking him up in the closet or something like, you gonna be mine. Like, you know, like I'm gonna make it happen. So that's really what this song was about. It's just about that energy and being like borderline obsessed and maybe I should relax, but you know what? I'm gonna make it sexy so then maybe you will stay. Like if I make it sound sexy, then maybe he will like me and I won't seem so crazy at the end of the day. But yeah, that's where that song came from. And it was just you know, the boys they sent me the beat and you know, it just had that and it was just I don't know, it just I don't know. It just all it just kind of came together just delightfully. It was great.
And then what about the sequencing of the album? Because I love that Bet That is the first track because it gets you hyped up. Like, I don't know, for me, I was excited because I love when albums start off strong because it gets me excited to see what the other tracks are going to be.
Yeah.
And so, was there any like intention that you had with the order of the tracks or anything like that?
Definitely. I always intend to give people an experience, like an overall experience, like a ride, from the audio to a show to anything that I do. I want it to be exciting. I want it to feel like, oh, like this is, oh my gosh, like what's about to happen. I love stuff like that. So the sequencing for me really was considering the theme, right? The overall theme was me talking my shit. Like
Mhm.
that to me just was the theme, was just talking shit and doing it in different ways and in different moods and about different things. And if you notice, I mean, every song is actually very different. Like
Yeah.
they all are very different songs, but they cohesively have the same kind of energy or message essentially. And since I wanted to really talk shit, I wanted the tracks, like I wanted to come out blazing. Like I just wanted it to be like slap, track 2, slap, track 3, another slap. And then it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like I wanted people to feel like they didn't have a chance to even catch their breath. Like, what is going on? Or, like I wanted to just keep boom, boom, boom. Like if I was fighting, it's like bam,
Like Mortal Kombat, you're taking us out.
yeah, like I wanted to just come out like kicking. And because that's how I felt, like the energy is like, I have something to say. I got shit to say. Like you're gonna hear me. Like you are gonna hear me. And so the track listing for me was that. So it's like the first 3 out the gate is like, we're getting into it. We're going crazy. And then, all right, then we'll have a moment like, okay, breathe, rest, then we get into like effed up and need to know, for my R&B girls and boys, that, they want that kind of, that moment. And I love that moment also. So, but then, and then we get right back into it and pick it up. Love Like Mo and Psycho Bitch. Yeah. I think I love having just this ride of, come in, kick in. All right. Whew, catch your breath real quick. Okay. And then bow, we right back at it again. So yeah, that for me was the goal. I really wanted it to feel like, oh, oh. Yeah. So that was the idea behind the track listing.
Well, I think you got it because, like I said, I've been listening to this nonstop. So it does give you that, like, you want more because you're like, so you have to play it again because there ain't no more tracks after that.
And it's so funny because this is it's a great problem to have, right? I get that all the time, even with Hello. And Hello is like super long for an EP. That's why everybody calls it an album. It's just an EP, but it's like 11 songs. And they're like, it's not enough. And I'm like, it's not enough. Like that's more than the EP should be. And then this one is like, all right, we got 7 tracks. It's more like an EP. And they're like, that's not enough.
So, yeah, but that goes to show how much like we love your music.
Yes.
So that's always a good problem to have. If people are saying like, it's not enough, we need more. So
yeah,
that's a good problem to have. And I also want to talk about the cover art, because another thing that I appreciate about you is the fashion that you give us. So talk to me about the cover art for Bet That.
I just, with the aggression of the music and the tracks, I really wanted the cover to kind of scream at you. Like I wanted it to be powerful and aggressive, but also beautiful at the same time. And because there were these kind of like, automobile sounds and things within the records, I wanted it to give that. And I remember when we were setting everything up for the photo shoot, and I had mentioned something like, motorcycle vibe or whatever. And then they were like, I think we can get a motorcycle. And I was like, we can? I was like so excited. Yeah, but I really just wanted it to just give like this super badass, like powerful moment. And I think we definitely pulled that off. And this confidence that I will say also, right? Because I'm not wearing any pants on that cover. And I was very, very nervous. I was very, very nervous. And I know like everybody has their ass out today. So it's like, it's not a big deal. Like I feel like no one even really notices like, or cares, but I do. Cause like, I don't necessarily like always just like give it up like that. So I was like really nervous and I'm like, damn, like, I hope it's not too vulgar. But it was, yeah, but
today,
yeah.
it's like nothing.
Okay.
We're like fully clothed.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. But it gave everything that I wanted to give with that confidence, that sexy, that aggressive, that like I'm coming through and I'm coming in like blazing. And yeah. So that cover definitely did that for me. There were a few other shots that we had taken that I really liked, but I feel like overall, like that image really like encompassed the energy of Bet That.
And so
Yeah.
do you decide like the creative direction of where you're gonna go with like things like the album cover as well as maybe the videos too?
Oh yeah. So I will say when we did our shoot for like the cover and all that, this was like the first time that I was doing it that way. Everything like the Hello cover, I had shot that in my house and I had created that image myself. Yeah. So like I'm still doing my videos that way also. So I'm still making them all myself and creating all that content myself.
Oh
But
wow.
for that shoot, that was the first time I was really working like with the team, with like a really dope photographer and a great stylist and glam team. But it was still essentially my brainchild. I mean, I had put all the mood boards together. I knew exactly like, okay, this is the vibe that I want. I want it to give this. I want it to give that. And that's why when there was like, I was mentioning all these things and we're like, we can get a motorcycle. And I was like, oh my God. Because those are things like I wouldn't have been able to do on my own. So
Yeah.
it was really great to have like that support. Like, I can kind of, spit out my vision and then, entrust like the professionals to really help me and like bring it to life and not have to do everything myself, which I don't mind, but I am getting busy. So it's harder and harder for me to like do all these things myself. But yeah, I'm still doing the videos and stuff. So like Need to Know that just came out and all the visualizers for Bet That, all that stuff I did myself.
Dope. No, I love all the visuals. Like I said, you always bring something different. It's not what we're seeing every day. So I always appreciate it. I look forward to the videos too.
Thank you.
Um, I did want to ask before we play a quick game, if you could tell me, is there anybody that you want to work with in the
I
future?
would love to work with Tizo Touchdown.
Ooh,
I would love to work with him. Um, it's so refreshing. He knows who he is. He's coining his own sound and this whole like world universe building that he does that I also do myself. So I love and appreciate that.
yeah.
And I really love true creative. So I would say like right now, Tizo Touchdown is like at the top of our list.
Okay. So we're gonna put that out there. We're gonna manifest that.
Yes, Tizo. Holla at your girl.
So I always tell artists one day I'm just gonna log into Instagram and I'm gonna see like these collaborations happening. I'm gonna be like, yes.
Yes, yes, we did it.
All right. So before I let you go, I do want to play like a quick game of Army trivia. So
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Some are easy, some are a little bit difficult, and we'll see how well you do. So if you're ready, the first question. The R&B group released their third album in 2001 titled Jagged Little Thrill. What is the name of this group?
Jagged Edge.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay, question 2. Which R&B singer is known for these songs? Journey to the Past, Are You That Somebody, and One in a Million.
Aaliyah.
That is correct. All right. Okay, so this one's a little bit more difficult,
Okay.
but maybe you know it.
Okay.
So the album that became Justified by Justin Timberlake, produced by Pharrell, was
Mhm.
initially for which artist? Is it A, Music Soul Child, B, Michael Jackson, C, Chris Brown, or D, Usher?
Michael Jackson.
That is correct.
Woo!
Phew. You know your R&B. Okay. Question 4. What is the name of Destiny's Child's first album? Is it A, Survivor, B, Destiny's Fulfilled, C, The Writings on the Wall, or D, Destiny's Child?
Destiny Child.
Correct.
I know them girls.
All right, question 5. Which television show was Brandy not a part of? Is
Okay.
it A, The Game, B, Moesha, C, Girlfriends, or D, Queens?
Girlfriends.
That's correct. 5 out of 5 so far. This is the last question. You're
Oh,
getting You're getting a perfect score. So
Okay.
in the song Diary by Alicia Keys, what does she feel even though you're far away? So the lyric is, I feel such a blank even though you're far away. Is it A, love, B, bond, C, deep affection, or D, connection?
Connection.
That's correct.
Oh.
6 out of 6. Look at that.
Oh, that's great. Look at
Okay,
me being an R&B connoisseur.
exactly, the expert. Look at you. So thank you for playing R&B trivia with me. What do we need to know? Is there anything that's coming up next?
Oh, well, definitely shows. So stay tuned because I am going to be out here in the streets.
Okay,
So
good.
if y'all like Bet That or anything that I've done thus far and you want to see me do it live with a little 1 2 1 2, definitely stay tuned for that. And more visuals.
Ooh.
Yeah, more visuals.
Good.
I would like to keep them coming. So, you know,
No, I listen, I
yeah.
love your visuals. They always give like a nostalgic kind of feel to it. It also reminds me of like the creatives that we had like before, like Missy Elliott. Like just it's fun. You could tell the work that you're putting into it. I appreciate it. So definitely. And if anybody's listening from the label, please have some Canadian dates, please.
Oh,
Sign it up.
Canada, Canada, love you.
That would be amazing. So, yes, I don't wanna keep you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak with me today. I really appreciate this.
Thank you so much. And thank you for streaming my music and enjoying it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, of course. And oh, sorry, where can they follow you online so they can keep up with you?
Oh, y'all can follow me anywhere on the internet at Laya Face. That's LAYA Face. And that's anything, all the socials. You'll find me. I'm already in your phone.
Okay, there you go. So thank you so much, Leah, for joining us today. This is the Total R&B Podcast. My name is Lorena. We are a bi-weekly podcast. So we will be back in 2 weeks with a new interview.